You're commuting home with Katz and Cosby. Now, here's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby on 77 WABC.
And joining us now is Dan Schneider with the Media Research Center. Dan, so great to have you here on Katz and Cosby. Thank you. First of all, happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July to John and Rita, too, and all of your listeners.
Absolutely.
It is a great 4th.
And we have Margot and we have Ed Cox in the studio, too, so we got an action-packed studio here. Dan, what do you think, first of all, the fact that we have not seen really the president's been very managed, it seems like incredibly, since the bad debate. And then now he's supposed to do this interview tomorrow. 15 minutes. It's not even going to be live. And we were just talking earlier, it's going to be on a Friday night, holiday weekend, where not a lot of people are going to be watching. Do you think he can recuperate, or do you think he can recover, or is it too long gone after the debate?
We've seen him declining significantly in just the last year. But let's not forget that he's been micromanaged since well over 4 years ago. At this time, 4 years ago, he was Biden in the basement. He was very controlled. The media did not have direct access to him. He was not making public appearances. And that's how his administration started off. It really is everybody around him who's running government. And he's been kind of a puppet with only glimpses, to the public. And those glimpses have been getting worse and worse and worse. When somebody is suffering in this way, there's no recovering from it. It's not like, somebody who breaks a leg and the leg heals. His brain is broken and it's not going to recover.
Yeah, Ed Cox.
Dan, it goes even back to the primaries in 2020. He came in almost dead last, 4th in Iowa, 5th in New Hampshire, where people get the ability to look at you up close and personal. And they decided that he was like granddad when he took the car keys away from him. Only recovered in South Carolina. I'm convinced it was Obama who really got Clyburn up to it and fixed the election thereafter and put him in the basement, and he barely won.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders was beating all of the other Democrats in the primary at that time, and polls were taken at that time that the American public disliked the whole socialist theme except for those Bernie voters. But if all of those Democrats had stayed in the race, Bernie Sanders would have won, and Clyburn and the other Democrats strong-armed all the other Democrats to get out of the race and support Biden as their one hope to beat Donald Trump.
I am convinced it was Obama, the hand behind that did not want Bernie to, because Bernie would have been defeated by Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly
so
right.
He stepped in, and this is actually Obama's third term, is what it amounts to.
So if Democrats are such great orchestrators, and they are good orchestrators,
they are.
What are they going to do in September and October?
Third terms are always a disaster.
Well, how about a fourth term?
That's why you don't get a fourth term.
Yeah, exactly.
This has really been a disaster for Obama-Biden.
Yeah, it is. What do you think is next, Dan? Because to this point, it's been interesting, and we were talking about this yesterday, all of us here in the studio, that it's turned. Like the media is now clearly all of them. It's ABC, NBC, CBS. They're hammering Corinne Jean-Pierre. They're asking, does he have dementia? It's not like just a little. Everybody's asking it. It's whatever they were covering up for before is gone. And now they seem to be talking a little bit about Kamala Harris, like they're sort of propping her up. Where do you see all of this headed?
Well, look, the media has been exposed, and they're embarrassed that they've been caught. Of course, they have seen everything else we've seen. They've seen Biden really crumbling mentally and physically, and so now they're actually trying to have it both ways. Still, they're questioning whether Biden should stay in. But they're still hedging their bets in case he decides not to get out.
But Harris is not leaving so easily.
Yeah,
he's got all the money. He's got the money, and he's got the presidency.
Yeah, but Harris says I'm not leaving.
Yeah, so what do you think? Do you think she's the successor in the wing waiting there? Because yesterday, Corinne Jean-Pierre, we were talking about this, this was fascinating. Corinne Jean-Pierre in the press conference suddenly at some other question said something like, well, Harris is the future of the Democratic Party.
We got to take a break. You want to hold on for another minute, sir?
Sure, John.
Okay, let's take that break.
And we are back here on Katz and Cosby. Let's go right back real quick to Dan Schneider. Dan, we just have a minute. What are you predicting for George Stephanopoulos and Biden tomorrow? Is this do or die for him?
Well, mark my words. You're going to hear George Stephanopoulos ask a few questions beginning this way. What do you say to those Americans who now have doubts about you? He's going to be asking the questions as if they're tough questions. They're really softballs. Stephanopoulos is trying to protect his own reputation at the same time trying to help Biden stay in this race.
Yeah, that's what we think, too. Dan, thank you very much. Have a great 4th of July, Dan.
Happy America.
Thank you, Dan.
Yes, happy America.
This is Greg Kelly for Priority Gold. What does it mean to be America's precious metals dealer? It means that you're in touch with the hearts and minds of those who love this country, value our freedom, and want to protect the future. Priority Gold is that precious metals dealer. They've helped thousands of Americans back their retirement with solid gold and silver. Call Priority Gold at 888-506-6439. Receive free shipping, free storage, a free investment guide, and one of the best purchase experiences in the industry. Call now or go to PriorityGold.com.